Yeah, hello there, my name is Wokianaru, and welcome back for another round of Project Castaway. So, I'm just going along with it. I think I saved. Did I save? I think I saved. Save either way. Okay. Yeah. I'm just continuing to go. So we got both the plane and the tower things last time. The books for those. We built a couple things. We built a furnace. We built a. I don't like the crafting bench thing. The I guess that's more like a decrafting bench. Either way, because you take it and you make. Like you find stuff and you demake them. Copper, tin. I guess let's go copper. I like the way the rocks break. It reminds me of there's this game that I play like to play, and I should play it. I want to play it on stream because I think it would be a good game for it for that. But it's called Icarus, and you're a miner. You're like you mine on a different planet. So your job is to mine, send back like high quality ores and whatnot, and you send those back. And that's what I'm trying to do. But you send them back, and then you get paid for it. But you live on the planet while you're doing so. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, I don't have to start the fire; it just starts automatically. Okay, that's good. So I think what we're gonna do is I'm going to go to the closest island. Go to the closest island, and we'll move our investigation on from there. Go for a little. Let's go for a swim first. I'm kind of confused because, I mean, yeah, fevers don't break that quickly, but like, I am still like I'm at a fever of 102 right now. There we go, 109, 101.9. Getting better. Okay. This way. I know one of them is kind of difficult to get onto. One of the islands is kind of difficult to get onto because there's only like one place you can really get onto it. Yeah, I need to build this out. don't remember which island this is. I keep pressing forward as if it's gonna do anything. I just literally have to wait. How am I still so hot? Like, surely I should be cooling down right now. $102.3. Yeah, I should be cooling down right now. Like, that there is legit fever territory. I think this may be the one with the jaguar. So I'll need to be careful. I know one of them has a jaguar on it. At least one of them has a jaguar on it. They may have changed that. Who knows? The game devs know. Is this the place with the little bit in the middle? I think that's what this place is. Like, there's one of them that, like, the location is... Yeah, I should be cooling off. Yeah, okay, this is it. So there should be a decent amount of... Hey, blueprint. Jaguar knife, okay. Tobacco plant. I think best thing is probably, as I kind of broke my leg. That's what I did. I broke my leg. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna basically do at least a palm frond bed. If not more than that. It's kind of a preservation thing. Oh, I might need to bring my, should probably bring that in further so that I can extend it. Thought that was a rock. It's not a rock. Did we just, like, land on, like, the crap island or something? Because I swear, like, most of the islands have more resources. I wonder. Can I carry 4? Nope. Like, most of the islands have more resources than that island. But that's where they're like, this is where you're, This is where you crash landed. This is where you're staying, basically. That's like your home base. Yeah, so we'll get to read again the stories of the different people. Is that not enough? Oh, okay. No. And then I'll go to bed at an old man time. I'll wait a little bit longer. I know around here there are notes. So in this water there's no sharks because this is like a little weird alcove thing. But there are notes along here. I swear you used to be able to... I know I did this before. There we go. I think I just jumped midair somehow. No, okay, no, that's not it. I'm gonna just keep dying. That's what I'm gonna keep doing. That's what we'll do. Yeah. I realize that game. I realize. Well, let's hope not setting my leg and then just going to bed for 9 hours will fix it. It does. I, however, do not recommend that. So I know there's like in this area there's a bunch of story stuff. Okay. Each island has story stuff. There's also another Wilson on this island, I know that. Okay, I was about to say, did I get rid of that? I did not. Good. Okay, there's the one with the lighthouse. And that's where we find our friend who was writing, who's currently writing us. That's where we find his body. Unless they moved it, that's where his body is. Oh. Hello. This is one of the treasures. I'm surprised because I'm like, normally it gives you that little, it gives you that exclamation mark that's like, hey, over here. Over here's a note. And it really doesn't matter whose notes it is. It's just, there's a note over here. Come over here, because there's a note. How does it still have string? Well, I mean, more than likely the strings are made of metal, but... everything that we're finding is very well preserved. Like, incredibly well preserved. Almost as if they're all not really that ancient. Oasis seasoning. I need to stop doing that. Stupid spiders. Do I have to go to that island first? Or did I just miss some of the notes on the other island? Like I said, I know for a fact that there are notes on every island. I guess let's go to... Let me expand the raft, and then we'll... I think I'm going to leave the lyre here right now. There's a shark. There's a shark. There's a shark. There's multiple sharks. Hello, sharks. Leave me alone and I'll leave you alone. They can smell my broken leg. That's how good a nose as sharks have. They smell people's injuries. Specific injuries. This isn't a compound fracture. It's... I might want to add another sail as well. Just because this thing is slow as can be. And yeah, especially if I'm adding more logs to it. Yeah, I'm gonna want another one. Come on, make it through. Ah! I hate that. I hate that. And this game is very specific. Like, you have to, if you have, like, you have to get this thing. Like, this thing is required to make, like, do this thing. So having the axe is required to cut down trees. And I mean, yeah, of course you would have to eventually replace things. And depending on how well you've crafted it and how long you've used it. As I know, a good tool, like, well taken care of, will last you for, like, ages. Three cloth, okay. I thought it was just the one. I love that I could just be underwater and building things. Come on. Oh. Love that things still find their way to... That's still not changed. Things still find their way here. Too close. Come on. Hard turn. I I don't feel like I'm going any faster. Should I have made 3? I probably should have made 3. Let's just get ourselves lined up with the other island. Oh, hello, shark. If I remember right, the sharks don't really bother you as long as you stay on the raft. If you get off the raft, though, they will. So this isn't like the game Raft where they will attack. They will constantly attack your raft. No, they'll leave you alone. Yes, so this is this island has like this weird, it almost feels like it's a beacon, or it's like an old lighthouse in a sense, because what it is you'll see it when we get up to it, but a large stone building with oh, I think this one has a jaguar on it, so I'll have to be careful. But it has a big metal bowl that you build a fire in and you light it. I love it when the water goes all the way over. Hello. Yeah. 3 sails is required. Because I don't think there's a big one. No, there's not a big one. Yeah, and the more I wonder what what you need for that. I mean, obviously I'll eventually get to it, but it's one of those, what does it require? Because it's going to have to require some fuel, right? What kind of fuel does it require? Just like we'll have to fuel the plane. What does that require? It's going to have to be some form of biofuel that I don't yet know how to make. If I remember right, this is also one of our separate stories. One of our separate stories is over here. So there's a couple of in the notebook, there's a couple of different stories. Yeah, so if I go over here, there's a boat. Yep, okay, there it is. So there's this downed boat, and then it leads you to a plane that's like a fighter jet from Crabspear. Journal page, Lieutenant J. Thompson. The crash, April 15th, 1944. My name is Lieutenant Jack Thompson, an American fighter pilot. Today, during a mission to Japan, a fierce storm scattered our fleet. I deviated slightly, hoping to find a safer route, but ended up crashing on this uncharted island. Oddly, I feel a strange sense of relief. War already took my brother, and my grandfather perished in the Great War. I couldn't bear the thought of my pregnant fiancée, Mary O'Connor, losing me too. I hope to find my way off this island and back to Mary. I'll continue searching and write more about my ordeals as a way to journal this chapter of my life. Yeah, so we'll find more about Lieutenant Jack, but yeah, there's also other things that I question, like this here, and like these, like this was obviously some old trade route. Like it was a part of some old trade route, considering you have these things like these. There was a cannon for, you know, a large sailing ship and things like that. There's all these other... No. I'm trying to get around him. Everything in the world wants to kill you. Okay. Is that a memoir from Lieutenant Jack? Nope, that's in a bottle. Yeah, there's a... To whom it may concern. My name is David Carter, and I was the first mate on the cargo ship Ocean Voyager. We set sail with a full load of goods, everything from electronics to clothing, even some crates of exotic fruit. We were making our way across the Pacific when a storm hit. It came out of nowhere, fierce and unforgiving. The waves were like mountains, and the wind howled like a banshee. We tried to steer through it, but it was no use. The ship was tossed around like a toy, and before we knew it, we were sinking. Packages and crates were scattered everywhere, floating away into the vast ocean. A lot of my crew didn't make it. I watched them get swallowed by the waves one by one. I still hear their screams at night. There were a few of us who managed to cling to some debris and make it to a nearby island, but it's been weeks, maybe months, and there's still no sign of rescue. It's strange. You'd think someone would have come by now. We had a distress signal, and the shipping lanes are usually busy, but it's like we've vanished from the map. We've tried everything. We've lit signal fires, spelled out SOS with rocks on the beach, even tried to build a raft, but nothing works. The island is starting to feel like a prison. Food is scarce and fresh water is running out. We've scavenged what we can, but it's not enough. The exotic fruit from the cargo is long gone, and we've left with whatever we can catch or find. I've seen some of the packages wash up on shore, random items that are no use to us, laptops with no power, designer clothes that offer no warmth, even a crate of rubber ducks. It's almost laughable. Useless things that have survived when we're struggling to stay alive. Hope is fading. Every day is a struggle to survive, and every night is a battle against despair. I'm starting to think no one is coming for us. Maybe we've been forgotten, or maybe there's something else going on that I can't understand. All I know is that it's getting harder to keep going. If someone finds this, please know that we've tried. We've fought to survive, but sometimes it feels like the ocean itself is against us. If you're reading this, maybe there's still hope, a chance for a rescue. But for me, hope is a dwindling flame, and I'm not sure how much longer I can keep it burning. Yeah, if I remember right, there is at least... I'm going to get up there. There is at least a jaguar on this island. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go around first. No. Dude, why are there so many freaking... Maybe they just got rid of the jaguars and replaced them all with, plane dashboard. Okay, another thing for Lieutenant J. I know if I go over here, I'm gonna go over here and, yeah, there it is. There's this cave. Initial hope, April 20th, 1944. It's been 5 days since the crash. I've managed to build a signal fire praying my comrades will see it. Strangely, I'm almost happy about missing the battlefront. Surviving here away from the horrors of war feels like a strange blessing. I think of my beloved fiancée, Mary, and our unborn child, whom I hope will be a girl named Elizabeth. The thought of them fills me with joy and keeps me going. Hunger gnaws at me constantly. I've been eating some of the nearby plants, hoping they're not poisonous. So far, I haven't fallen ill, but the uncertainty is always there. This island, in a way, is my salvation. a chance to escape the bloodshed and live. I dream of the day I'll see my family again, grateful for this unexpected reprieve. Each day is a challenge, but also a gift. It's so crazy to see that. So there's the cargo ship key. Plane seat cleaver. Ooh. Cargo ship. Prometheus. Key for a cargo ship. It has the name Prometheus on it. Yeah, that wasn't a thing before. Yeah, there was no cargo ship before. I gotta get up there. There's the bridge. Just gotta remember how to get up to the bridge. I have to be careful because, like I said, if I'm right, there is a jaguar on this island. Skulking around here somewhere. Survivor's guilt, June 1st, 1944. Isolation is really starting to get to me. I can't shake the guilt of hiding here to save my life while my fellow soldiers face the horrors of war. They're the real brave ones, fighting on the front lines while I end up stranded on this island. My father never recovered from losing his own father in the Great War, and I vowed to be different. That's what I told myself to justify deviating from our course during the storm. But here I am, feeling like a coward. My brother died with an honor in battle, and now I'm just stranded, waiting for a rescue that may never come. The more I think about it, the more I realize that dying in battle might have been the more honorable path. This pathetic existence, scavenging for food and battling my own mind, feels like a poor substitute for the bravery and sacrifice my comrades are showing. It feels like a fate or someone is punishing me for abandoning my duty. War tears families apart, and I wanted to spare mine that pain. But now I fear that they may never see me again, and the guilt of surviving when so many brave souls fight on haunts me every day. Every single one of these, like, survivor's notes that we find, they're all in, like, a manner of, like, different states. Like, the captain, he's very... or the lieutenant... Memories and Dreams, July 10th, 1944. Brooklyn seems like a lifetime ago. I often find myself drifting down memory lane, recalling the vibrant life I once had. I can almost hear the crack of the bat of as Johnny Romano hits another homer at Yankee Stadium. The crowd erupting in cheers. The smell of fresh pretzels from the street vendors mixed with the city's unique aroma is something I long for every day. Those were simpler times, full of life and promise. I think about my friends from the old neighborhood. Tommy and I used to play stickball in the streets until the sun went down. Sally, with her golden hair and bright laugh, who I secretly adored in school. I wondered where they are now, if they are safe, if they think about those carefree days too. I dream of a future world without war, where peace and progress reign. Maybe someday we'll have flying cars or colonies on the moon. It's a wild thought, but it gives me hope. I picture myself in that future, walking with Mary and our daughter Elizabeth, marveling at the wonders of a peaceful world. These dreams keep me sane, give me something to hold on to. Whew. Every night there's a battle against loneliness. The isolation gnaws at me, slowly chipping away at my spirit. Sometimes I hear whispers in the dark, the wind rustling through the trees, or maybe it's just my mind playing tricks on me. The stars above remind me of how vast the world is, yet here I am, confined to this tiny island. The nights are the hardest. I lie awake, staring at the skies, trying to silence the doubts and fear. I think about my father, a stern but loving man who never recovered from losing his father in the Great War. He always told me to be brave, to stand tall. I wonder what he would think of me now. Would he see a coward hiding from the world, or son trying to survive against the odds? I think, especially if, like, since you are literally surviving, you are on an island surviving, he would see that. I would hope he would see that. Sticky no, radio tower. Powerbox key. Strange occurrences, April 10th, 1985. Another 2 weeks have passed, and the island mysteries are only deepening. Sam and I have been spending more time investigating the carvings on the rocks. We found more of them scattered around different parts of the shore. They're intricate, almost like a language or code. Someone or something was here long before Mordenpole showed up. Yesterday, we stumbled upon an old, overgrown path that led us to a hidden cave. Inside, we found remnants of what looked like an old camp, rusted tools, tattered clothing, and strange artifacts. One of the artifacts was a small, intricately carved stone that seemed to emit a faint glow. We took it back to the ship to examine it further, but it disappeared overnight. The supervisors have been acting even more suspicious. They've increased their patrols, and it feels like they're watching us more closely. We've had to be extra careful with our investigations, keeping our findings hidden and our conversations hushed. The food situation remains dire. Our little garden is struggling, but it's a small beacon of hope. We've been supplementing our meals with whatever we can scavenge from the island, but it's not enough. The lack of proper nutrition is taking a toll on everyone. People are getting weaker and more irritable. It's like the island itself is draining our strength. Marcus, the colleague who wandered off a couple weeks ago, has been having strange dreams. He says he sees figures in the darkness whispering to him. He's not the only one. Several others have reported similar experiences. The supervisors dismiss it as stress and overwork, but I can't shake the feeling that there's more to it. Sam and I have decided to keep a close watch on Marcus. If there's something influencing, we need to know. We've also been discreetly questioning the other crew members, trying to gather more information without raising suspicion. The more we uncover, the more I'm convinced that Mordenpole knew exactly what they were getting into. This island isn't just a resource extraction site. It's hiding something much bigger, something they don't want the world to know. For now, we'll keep digging, keep documenting. Every piece of the puzzle brings us one step closer to the truth. But the island is fighting back, and I fear we're running out of time. We need to find a way off this wreck before it's too late. Digit number 5. So yeah, up here there's like this... Oh, hello. Wow. Sticky note. May 1st, 1985. After 2 weeks and the situation is becoming more dire by the day. That thing was in my way. Sam and I have been discreetly working on deciphering the carvings and investigating the strange occurrences, but the island seems to be fighting us at every turn. We've managed to make some progress with the carvings. They seem to tell a story, something about the island's history and perhaps a warning. We've documented as much as we can, but it's slow going. The more we uncover, the more questions arise. Who created these carvings and why? The cave we discovered has become a focal point of our investigations. We found more artifacts, some of which seem to have the strange properties. The carved stone we found earlier reappeared mysteriously after disappearing, this time in a different part of the cave. It's like the cave is... the island is toying with us. I just heard, like, gasping. The supervisors have become increasingly hostile. They've started conducting random searches of our quarters and interrogating crew members. Sam and I have had to hide our findings carefully, stashing them in places only we know about. The tension is palpable, and it feels like a powder keg ready to explode. Our garden has yielded a small harvest, but is barely enough to supplement our meager rations. The crew's health is deteriorating, and morale is at an all-time low. People are becoming desperate. There have been fights over food, and some have started talking about trying to escape on makeshift rafts. It's a suicide mission, but the desperation is real. Marcus's condition is worsened. He's become withdrawn, almost catatonic at times. The dreams he described have become more vivid, more disturbing. He talks about figures in the darkness, whispering secrets about the island. We've tried to help him, but it's like he's slipping away. Despite everything, Sam and I remain determined. We've started mapping out potential escape routes, marking places where we could gather supplies and avoid the supervisors. It's a long shot, but it's all we have. We can't let Mordenpole bury the truth of this island. In our latest excursion, we've discovered something that might be a game changer. Deep in the cave, hidden behind a false wall, we found an old journal. It's written in a language we don't fully understand, but some of the symbols matching the carvings we've been studying. This journal might hold the key to everything, the island's secrets, the strange occurrences, and maybe even a way out. Digit 9. Another sticky note? Nope. Lieutenant Johnson. Poem for my daughter, August 5th, 1944. I wrote a poem for my daughter, Elizabeth, and for Mary. Elizabeth should be born by now, and it breaks my heart to think that I may never see her. This poem is my way of apologizing for repeating the sins of my grandfather and not for not being there for them. My dearest Elizabeth, I thought I may never see, though I may never see. Know that your father loves you endlessly. My heart breaks for the moments we'll never share, for your steps, for your first words, I won't be there. I dream of your laughter, your tiny hands in mine, but fate has placed me in this cruel bind. I fought to survive, to one day hold you tight, but I fear my struggle may never see the light. Mary, my love, please be strong and brave. Tell Elizabeth her father heart she saved. Though I regret leaving the fight behind, my deepest sorrow is being confined. I regret leaving the fight, but my sorrow runs deeper, knowing I might never see them again. The guilt eats at me daily, but my love for them is what keeps me going. I hope one day they'll understand and forgive me. I don't think they'll hate you at all, man. They forgive you. Oh, you know what? Bone meal sack. Yummy. Yeah, see, this was at some point used for like a trade route. Like an old trade route. Wilson! Hi, Wilson. Oh, can I not read that? I don't think I can read that. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's one slice. It's one slice in this world. Copyright infringement. Tea bags. Stop staring at it, man. I don't understand why I can't just be like, okay, yeah, I have it now. No, we just have to stare at this treasure endlessly. Okay, I think I'm gonna get back down to my ship. Where's my ship? Ah! I'll make a bed here and save. Oh. Sorry, I'm back. I've been drinking so much water recently. Okay, let's read Captain, or I keep calling him a captain because he flies a ship, or a plane. Paranoia, October 20th, 1944. I've lost all sense of time. The days blur together in a haze of fear and confusion. Paranoia has its claws deep in me. Objects I know I placed carefully disappear and reappear in the strangest places. At night, the island whispers to me, voices carried by the wind that almost sound human. The stench of my own unwashed body is a constant reminder of how long I've been here. I haven't had a proper shower in months. The grime and sweat cling to my skin, and I can't escape it. I've seen jaguars prowling the island, creatures that shouldn't be here. I question my sanity, which with each passing day. This island is not what I expected it. It's turning me into someone I barely recognize. Hunting for food has become a tedious, almost futile effort. I spend hours trying to catch fish, but the lagoon yields little. Foraging for edible plants feels like a gamble, and the hunger gnaws at me constantly. Each day I grow more desperate. The meager meals doing little to stave off my starvation. The nights are the worst. Cold sleep seeps into my bones, and my makeshift shelter offers little protection against the elements. I shiver through the long hours, unable to sleep. Every rustle in the bushes, every snap of a twig feels like a threat. The island is alive with sounds that set my nerves on edge. I'm constantly on high alert, heart racing at the slightest sound. This island, once my refuge, has become my prison, and it's breaking me piece by piece. My mind is unraveling, and I fear I'm losing the battle against my own sanity. The isolation and the hunger, the fear, they're all wearing me down. How much longer can I endure this hell? So there's a funny thing about this. Okay, so we're getting war and artifacts. I wonder if the war has ended. How old am I now? The days blend into one long nightmare, and I've lost track of time. I've found some strange artifacts, pieces of pottery, old tools, and carvings in the rocks that suggest others were stranded here long before me. Were they rescued, or did they meet the same fate I fear awaits me? I've attempted to sail on makeshift rafts, hoping to escape this cursed island, but they are flimsy, barely holding together long enough to reach neighboring islands, let alone sturdy enough to attempt crossing the vast Pacific. Each failed attempt drains more of my hope, leaving me feeling more trapped than ever. I'm getting sicker, and my will to live fades with each passing day. The hunger, the isolation, the constant fear, they're all wearing me down. I've resorted to burning some of the artifacts I've found for fuel, feeling a strange guilt for destroying these remnants of of other lost souls. The island is my prison, and I fear it's my own. It's also my grave. I've started to wonder if it would be better to end it all, to find a way out of this relentless suffering. But even in my darkest moments, I think of Mary and Elizabeth. I can't bear the thought of them not knowing what happened to me. Everywhere I look, I see reminders of those who came before. Were they as desperate as I am now? Did they find a way off this island, or did they succumb to the same hopelessness that's consuming me? The carvings in these rocks, the scattered tools, they all tell a story of survival and despair. This island, once my refuge, has become a hellish trap. I fear I'm losing the battle against my own mind. The thoughts of escape, of seeing my family again, are the only thing is keeping me from giving in completely. But how much longer can I hold on? How much more can I endure before I break completely? Yeah, so these guys, everyone that has been on these islands so far has just had to endure like nightmare after nightmare. I mean, it's not exactly like my guy is, winning any awards for survival here. Because he is just getting by. Just like the rest of them. Though he does seem to have a little bit more knowledge. And I would say determination, but that just doesn't feel right. Because, like, his determination here is to find his uncle. He came out here to find his uncle. He didn't necessarily come out here to, like, he's not like the rest of these guys who were doing something else. I mean, there's the guys that were working for Mordenpole that they were basically end of their ropes. This was the option they were given. But, like, there's the lieutenant who he just, he strayed away from a storm and crashed here. There's the different messages in a bottle from different people. There's like the guy he was just sailing That was like his big adventure or whatever, and he got lost. There's the cargo ship that crashed and whatnot. A lot of these guys were literally just surviving. I don't know. It's weird. However, I'm going to end this one here. We'll keep going in the next one. We'll try and... Oh, you know what? Where did I throw that? Bracelet. There it is. Okay. Sorry about that. So want to keep track of those. We'll keep finding everything that we need to. We'll keep putting together story stuff. I think I'm going to stay on this island for a little while. But we are still on our way to 3,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you have not yet, go and hit that sub button, share it around with your friends and whatnot. And I will see you in the next video.